Hey, Michael. Thanks for joining us on the show. How's it going?
Thank you so much for having me, Chris. I'm sorry. I completely spaced, and I was like, oh, I got to be on. I didn't know what time I'm in. I'm in a different time zone.
It's all good, man. It's
But
all
thank you.
good. Hey, I saw this
69.
film at Vidiots. I love that theater. Love that theater. And I really went because of Jay Duplass. I trust the Duplass brothers. Been a fan of them since the Puffy Chair from South by Southwest. I'm sorry to say I'm not familiar with your work, but
That's
now
okay. Not many people are.
when people see this movie, I mean, I was gushing earlier about the film. It's that there are not jokes per se in the movie. There is situational comedy that is played real. These are moments in life that are truly funny that happen to us. And there is also, I don't want to, like a darker layer to the film too that is very serious. And the movie, even in the credits, addresses that aspect. How did this project come about? How were you involved in bringing this about? And then also, you're a performer as well in improv.
Yes. Well, Chris, again, thank you for having me. It's such a pleasure to be on here, and it was so nice to meet you at the video premiere. Like, just that you came up and said something was just so sweet. So I can't thank you enough for that, truly. The whole entire experience has started from Jay's and I's friendship that started like every friendship did in 2020 on Instagram. He followed me one day. I was putting up, dumb videos of, I think it was Buffalo Bill talking to his Alexa. So,
That's so, just thinking of that.
Yeah. So I would be like, Alexa, where can I buy skin? And then Alexa would come on and be like, you can get skincare products. I was like, no, human skin, Alexa. And I guess that's Jay Duplass's humor. And he followed me one day, and I was like, oh my God, Jay Duplass follows me like you. I've been a fan of his since the Puffy Chair, Cyrus, Jeff Who Lives at Home, and then all the TV work he's done on Transparent Industry. Like it was a big follow for me, and it meant the world. And I was like, you know what? I'm trying to do this short film. I'm going to shoot my shot and send him a DM. And I sent him a DM, and he didn't get back to me for 6 months. He goes, dude, I'm super old. I don't know how Instagram works. And he was like, come over to my house, man. I loved your script. And I was like, I am a stranger who was doing Buffalo Bill, and you want me to come over your house where your kids live? Okay.
Yeah.
And this is the thing that gets me is like, people in this industry do not take time out of their day for a stranger. And that's what Jay Duplass, that's what Mark does. That's what, these guys do. And as a thank you, I took him out to lunch in December of 2022. And I told him a little bit about my story and how I got sober. And, the opening scene of the movie is, it's a pretty dark opening.
Mhm.
It's a failed suicide attempt. And that is the last day that I drank was when I attempted that. And I told him, similar into the movie, I don't want to give away a funny line in the movie.
Please don't.
But I told him in a very, an honest way, but also with some comedy and levity. And little did I know he was planning, to kind of make a movie with me. And after that lunch, I wrote on my manifestations for 2023, shoot a movie with Jay Duplass. And
Wow.
And he got back to me, and then he called me in April, and he said, I'm having the hardest time making a movie. I want to back somebody's life into a movie, and you're the first person that came to mind. You want to do it? And I was like, yeah, that sounds awesome. So I show up to his house, and this is now summertime, and I show up completely shirtless because I don't have AC in my car, and it's LA. And I'm like shaking out my shirt, and I guess I made a noise, and I see him come out, and I'm shirtless, and I'm like, hey, Jay, excited to work with you, bud. I'm just drying off here. I'm pretty sweaty. And he was like, that's going in the movie. But then we shot in December in Baltimore, and he was like, we can't put that in the movie anymore.
Right.
but yeah, then we just got to work and we wrote, stuff that, like, it's all loosely based on my life, very loosely based. Like some family stuff's in there around certain characters, and the way I got sober's in there, and yeah, and I used to do improv and sketch comedy, and that's where I came up. Was doing that, so I was very nervous to be the lead of a movie. Even when we were writing it, I was like, hey, so am I the one playing Cliff? And he's like, yeah, bud, we're writing this for you. Like, there's no one else who's going to play this. And he gave me like the greatest note ever that a director's ever given me. He just goes, you're enough, Michael. Like, what you do is so funny and so great just as you. You don't need to do much at all. And
the acting is so good because it's so real. But I see that's consistent in all the Duplass brothers' work, Jay and Mark. I was a big fan of Togetherness. I think people need to see a taste of the movie. There are over 2,000 people watching live. We have questions for you from the chat. Let's watch the trailer so they get like a taste of the Baltimorons. Here is the trailer from the IFC Films website.
Come on. Stop that now.
Are you a dentist?
I am.
Do you need this?
Hang on to it, will you? So what happened?
Well,
Merry Christmas. Oh my God.
oh. What's the needle situation?
The situation is that we use needles. Open your mouth. Hello. What's going on?
This morning, Dad got married.
So they're doing their reception
Tonight. I know Christmas Eve is your favorite. I love you, Mom. I'll see you tomorrow.
Merry Christmas. I love you. Oh my God.
I'm taking you to dinner and I'm not taking no for an answer.
No.
Come on.
No.
I overheard you talking to your daughter and I know you don't have plans. Let's go.
No!
Yes! Ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba! Charge! You married?
I was.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did he kill himself?
Why would you say that?
This is a dumb joke.
Is that what you do?
Comedy. Used to do it and something messed up happened and I don't do it anymore.
This is really odd, but my entire family is 2 blocks that way.
Let's crash a party.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hello? Mom? What are you doing?
Hi, everybody. Cliff Cashew. Really, really thrilled to be here. Your mom's pretty awesome. We've been having the most amazing day together.
Me lady.
I can get out of the car on my own, you jackass.
All around the same time, I went through menopause. My ex dumped me for a much younger woman, and I became a grandmother.
What?
Your face. Where are we going with this kid?
I have no idea. I just really like you.
Is that the ghost from Christmas Past?
Where's the next ghost of Christmas past? Or did you divorce her already?
Well, I guess that makes me the ghost of Christmas present. Cliff Cash, and still really, really thrilled to be here, gang. Thank you.
It's such a heartwarming Christmas movie. Just, and the one thing is the casting is so good. Everyone, like, I don't really recognize anyone per se. How did the casting go? Obviously yourself, your relationship with Jay and you guys rode together, but how'd you pull everyone together?
I mean, this movie is nothing without Liz Larson and Olivia Luccardi. Luccardi. And, Liz did the Transparent musical, which is like and she played Jay's mom's role because Jay was on the show. And she was like the opposite of what Dee Dee is. But Jay saw her and was like, she's so good. She's so great. He went up to her after that and said, I'm going to make something with you. And she was like, yeah, all right, bud, sure. I've been in the industry long enough to know that's not true. And then 6 months later, he called her and said, I'm making this movie with this guy, Michael Strassner. We want you to play the role of Dee Dee. And they had a lunch and they didn't really talk much about the movie. They just talked about her life and where she was in her life. And a lot of her story is incorporated in Baltimorons as well. And after that, he was like, so you want to do a movie? We had no chemistry test, no nothing, which is crazy. Like we literally just met, we met in New York just to like read a scene to make sure that it sounded okay, but she was already hired. And the way in which, it was so easy to work with Liz because we didn't have trailers. So we either had the Cadillac or the Mercedes that we were sitting in holding area while we're waiting for the next shot. And we just got to know each other, and we got to truly know each other as human beings. And I think that's what built our chemistry so quickly. And it was so like, I just got lost in the scenes with her because I was just paying attention and listening, which I know that sounds like such an easy thing to do in acting, but she's just so incredible. And Olivia, we probably saw like 25 or 30 tapes. And once she did hers, it was like, there's nobody else. Like, she was so great. And then the other actors, there's a ton of nepotism in this, sadly. My family. My mom plays Darlene, Brittany's mom. My dad plays Uncle Frank. My niece, Zoe, plays Maddie. And then my fiance, Jess, plays Dee Dee's daughter. So we really just, Jay just kind of wanted to, again, like with Puffy Chair, his parents are in that. Like, he wanted to make this like very, he was like, and also like a ton of my friends are in it as extras. And I'm so like, this whole like experience has been beyond what I could have ever imagined this movie being. And the fact that I get to share it with so many of my family, God, I'm getting teary-eyed, family and friends. And like, it's just been so incredible. And it's all Jay, he's maestro with this. I mean, he, put this all together, and it's, I don't know. It's just all real people from Baltimore that are in it.
Well, hey, I have two quick questions. One is, I do improv too, and I'm wondering what was going on in your brain leading up to the first time you stepped in front of the camera to perform.
Oh my God. I mean, we did, because I was a writer and a producer on it, I was there for prep as well, like pre-production stuff. And we were right in front of the dental office. And Jay was like, okay, so yeah, Michael, like, just say your lines where you come in here. And I got this like complete imposter syndrome at that moment, where I was like, you want me to say okay, well, like the exact line? Like, I just was like, she's like, just say anything, Michael. I mean, we're just prepping. We just want to see you come in. Like, the camera's not rolling yet, but I was just so nervous. And I was like, am I going to be able to do this? And then once Liz got there and and Jay just being like, it's you, man. Like, it's you. Like, just,
you're not doing a character, you're being you.
Yeah, because that's what I'm used to. Like, I'm used to playing anything but myself, I mean, I have found that this is what I absolutely love playing the most now, is and connecting with that is, because at the end of the day, every character that I'm going to play is going to be a piece of me, so you have to bring that in. And I just feel like this movie, I feel like I got a master's class in everything from Jay Duplass.
Yeah,
we've got over. Sorry, we got like over 2,000 people watching live and a ton of questions. So let's go to questions from our chat. Alan, you had something we want to say real quick.
No, the other question was the idea of listening. I know how important that is in improv. How did that translate to making a movie when you're like doing coverage and things like that?
I think that's essential as well, just because and that's why, like, especially with a 2-person movie like this, like, if we're not listening to each other, it's not going to work at all. And I just feel like so much of it, I'm just so connected with her because of she's saying it. Like, I mean, it almost felt like we were doing a documentary. Like, it was documentary style filming. Like, we almost felt like the cameras weren't even there when we were talking. And I think that's what great conversation has, is you're listening to the other person and giving and taking as much as possible.
Yeah, it's a difference between feeling natural and just reciting dialogue.
Exactly. And also Jay does give us, like, we'll do 5 takes, and then he's like, okay, well, we already have it, so just fuck this one up. And that's the one we usually use. Like,
Oh.
because he's like, stop thinking about anything and just do it,
Let's get to these comments and questions from our audience right here. A lot of good comments. You got a chicken wing for $1.99. I cannot wait to see that movie. Hashtag the Baltimorons. From Sean Hu for $7.42. Happy Defenders Day for Mr. Strassner and any other Marylanders. And Bob 19001. Nepotism in indie is good.
Yes.
So there you go. Darth Yeager looks like a fun, genuine film. Where can we see it? It's in theaters right now.
Yeah,
It's
if you type if you type in baltimoronsmovie.com, it'll show where it's playing close to you.
Yeah. Davina Duckworth, I'm curious about that script writing process.
Well, we had several drafts of this film. I mean, we started in I think May of 2023, and by the time we got there, it was 14 or 15 drafts, which Jay still was like, this isn't enough, and we all we cut things on the fly. I mean, the script writing process, I would go over Jay's house and we would do like 10 to 15 pages a day. And the best thing about writing with Jay is truly there's like no bad ideas. And making him laugh while writing is like the most fun thing in the world. Because again, it's like, he's been such a hero to me growing up. So like when I was able to just like put in jokes and just kind of throw things in there. And also like, he's just so brilliant at comedy as well. That there's a scene that we had to do a reshoot with because it wasn't quite there yet. We reshot this kind of mega scene in an auto shop where Cliff, my character, goes back to this improv community. And we reshot that in June because it was like Jay says it. He's like, the movie was a B+ without that, without a reshoot. We wouldn't be winning any audience awards. We wouldn't be doing anything like this. That scene, fixing it, made it what it is today.
Hey, the nerd far away says, "Hail, Mr. Strassner. What's a good way to get a foot in the door of independent film?"
Create stuff, create short films, create, and, for me, the reason why Jay Duplass followed me was because I was putting out comedy videos every couple of days, truly. And when I saw that he followed me, I had already written this short and I had been kind of like thinking about how to get it going or whatever. And then when he followed me, I was like, you know what? I'm going to take a shot here. But the only reason why he even noticed me was because I was putting myself out there. So I think the best way to get noticed is whatever you're doing. Like, even if you want to be a serious dramatic actor, you can do a short that takes place in in a small little one location place, or like, they do not pay in my opinion, don't pay $10,000, $12,000 to do a short film. You can make it for a lot less. And that's what I did. I made mine, I think, for like 2 or 3, and I used a friend's place and it was all one location. And, but yeah, make stuff so people know what you can do.
Brock Samsonite, in a world full of Christmas romances, what inspired you to write and make this one? And what do you hope sets you apart from the many other movies in this genre? It's a great Christmas movie. I fail to really say that. It's such a sweet, I think the score, the music, and the setting, it felt like Christmas.
Yeah, I mean, we got extremely lucky with Jordan Siegel, who's our composer. After Mark saw the first cut of this movie, he goes, "You realize, Jay, you've made a live action Charlie Brown and Michael Strassner's Charlie Brown." Going around the whole movie. And so Jay always knew he wanted Vince Guaraldi in the but he's like, that's going to cost so much money. We're never going to be able to do that. And so we put temp music in, and Jordan, when we got sent his stuff, I IMDb'd him. And he's the current pianist for the Peanuts TV show. So I was like, that's the guy we're going with for sure. And he was incredible. The album's actually on Spotify and wherever you can listen to stuff now. But I also think what separates this from a Christmas movie is it's really not just a Christmas, like it's definitely got all the Christmas lights and the Christmas feeling and all that. But I also think it's a buddy comedy and a little bit of a rom-com, and it's a little bit of a heist movie. And it's also got some really great dramatic scenes and some really great comedic scenes. And it's really like, it's the movie that Jay and I have wanted to see these last couple years and feel like we really haven't. And that, like, I mean, I feel like when people come to Jay and said, like, this feels like an 80s or 90s movie, that, like, you know, it takes us back to that type of feeling.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see who the Hans Gruber character is.
Yeah. That's my mom.
It is rooted in reality. Just feels real, the situations. Let's so many questions, we're not going to get to them all, I'm sorry. But what was 8 Alice 24, what was behind the creation of the film's title, and was there always going to be an effort to tie the title so directly to the city, or is it set in, or was it more of a happy accident?
Well, I'm born and bred from Baltimore, and I would never, ever name a movie Baltimorons if I wasn't from there. Just because, you know, I feel like growing up, I used to watch John Waters movies and Barry Levinson, and I would see my city and I would feel like, oh, wow, like you can shoot a movie here. Like this is awesome. And I think there's been some wonderful television. The Wire is great, but it doesn't really paint Baltimore in the best light. And that's okay. You know, like that's a story and it's great. But I personally, I love that city so much, and I wanted to make sure it was seen in a beautiful light, because in the recent years it really hasn't. And so when we were writing this, you know, yes, Baltimore can be a scary, dark place, but it also has so much eclectic people and so much beauty and so much Christmas. Like, I mean, 34th Street has been going on there since I was a kid, but even before that, I think for like the last 70 or 80 years, where the city of Baltimore pays, they pay in Hamden, they pay 34th Street, their electricity bill, and they have to sign, if they get a new person to move in there, that you'll put up these Christmas lights every single year. So like, if we were to light this movie that way, this movie's budget would be $1 million just in lighting. So we couldn't even get that. But, you know, and this is also what Baltimore is. You know, Jay backed this into my life, and he was like, I really would love to shoot this in Baltimore. And me and my producer, Dave Bonnet, who's also a Baltimore guy, we put together a list of places that we had for free. And some of those places were, Dave owned a tow lot and an auto body shop. And my biology teacher from high school was so sick and tired of teaching kids like me, he became a dentist. So we used his dental office. And this is the Baltimore spirit. Everybody said, yes, how can I help? And that is the city that I love and that I, you know, grew up in. And I'm so proud that we made this little love letter to the city.
Let's see, another question. Solomon Thornton, greetings, Sir Michael. What is a great way for a director to communicate with actors?
Oh, man. I mean, Jay would come up to us after takes and do this. So that's, I think, what as an actor I like to hear sometimes. But you know, I think just like talk to them like human beings. Don't talk down to them. You know, and same. I mean, like Jay's, and then that just doesn't go just for acting. It's for every single position on the crew and cast. Treat everybody with respect, and you'll get respect back. You know, you know, I also just feel like, when you're doing a project that has so much love, like surrounded in it, and people that, I mean, everybody there wanted to be there, you know, I think hire actors that want to be there, that are happy to be there too, because that's what I think makes the best type of movies or TV, is people just enjoying the company that are there. And I feel like, also, like, I'm always open, like, if a director's not hearing what they want from me, I'm like, give me a line read. Like, I don't have an ego about it. You know, like, I want to make sure that your vision's coming across. So, you know, I think just always have that beginner mindset, even as a director, like, and also make it extremely collaborative. You know, Jay, throughout this whole entire experience, I have seen him take suggestions from everyone, you know, and some of them he's put in, some of them he hasn't, but he's always been open to it. And that's, I think, kind of the way to go.
Did you try to screw up to see how he would respond?
Sorry?
Did you try to screw up to see how he'd respond to that?
Nah, I don't think. I mean, I'm sure I did screw up, and he just was kind about it. But nah, I mean, I'm trying to think if we just had. I mean, I don't know. This has just been like, it was literally the best time I've ever had on a set, and it comes from the top, truly.
One last question from Adelis24. You wore many hats on this project, from writer to lead actor to producer. Which role caused the most headaches, and which role do you feel your skills grew the most on the project?
I think I grew in all three of those, to be honest with you. So, you know, I think as a producer, I learned that the worst thing anyone's going to say to me is no. So you might as well ask. And that was extremely helpful. And that's also what it's kind of been like, even like just being your own producer for yourself. And like, you know, like the way we got on Rich Roll podcast, Jay and I just sent it because I knew a friend of a friend from Rich, and I was like, hey, you think we can get on this podcast? And they're like, oh my God, yeah, like we like, and again, it's just throwing that out there, like, stop being afraid of rejection. And I think maybe it's taken 13 years of a ton of rejection as an actor where I don't care anymore, just to take your shot. And I think my acting got better because I got to do something that was just all like me, you know, and it was in some of my lowest points, and being able to put that on the screen, it became extremely cathartic. And I'm just really proud of, like, I've never done drama. Like, I've never done dramatic acting to that level ever. And I'm most proud of that. Like, those are the scenes that I walk away with being like, yeah, those are my favorites. Because the comedy stuff's always great. I love it. But it's nice to clock into the dramatic as well. And lastly, writing, of course it got better because I got to write with somebody that is incredible at writing. So now when I'm writing something, you know, I'm constantly thinking about story, and I'm constantly thinking about writing full characters. And I'm constantly, you know, like, this happens, and so, like, it leads to this type of thing. And the push-pull of each act, of each role, like having conflict in your scene, you know. Yeah, I mean, I think on everything, I personally hope that everything I do, I grow in all those things if given the opportunity again.
I have to ask though, how did it improve your improv?
Oh, that was fun because, I mean, I realized I can improv as myself and not have to play a character with it. But also it got better because I think my acting got better because I was listening so much more, you know? So that's always going to help with improv. I haven't really done improv in a little while on stage. I think the last time I did it was at UCB. But yeah, I mean, well, actually, never mind. I'm going to add, Jay does a different type of improv. He does goal-based improv, which means you know the scene. Mm-hmm. I don't care what you say, but you know how to get out of it too. So do the scene and say whatever you need to say. And that's something that, again, I always went towards comedy improv. Goal-based improv, I found, is a very, like, still has humor, but it's like, you know, in a grounded sense, if that makes sense.
I want to let people know, go to Baltimoronsmovie.com for a list of theaters and link to get tickets. Baltimorons movie. There it is. Michael, thank you so much. First of all, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
So much for coming to talk to us today. see this movie in a theater with a crowd. I did. They were howling. It's sweet. I think really we need comedies like this that work also on a deeper level. You know, and dare I say, life affirming, sweet. Walk out. You walk out with that good movie feeling where that's what I said. When I walked out, I'm like, I have that good movie feeling. I don't want to see another movie for a while. I'm going to keep this feeling. And it really had that. And the Peanuts, I mean, I felt it in the music. Just thank you for that. It comes out. This really feels like a project made with a lot of love. So
thank you, Chris. Thank you. Thank you guys so much for having me. And also, we're doing a Q&A tonight in Chicago at the Music Box Theater, if anyone's in Chicago listening. And then tomorrow we've got some at AMC Century City in LA, if anyone wants the Q&As there as well.
That's great. Michael, congrats again on the film. Can't wait to see what you have next. Don't be a stranger. Come back to Film Threat. We love truly indie movies.
I want to come back as much as possible. Thank you guys so much.
All right. Take care, Michael. Thanks.
See you, Alan.